myself up.
Okay.
In the heart of the city, there's a lady so divine, with a gift so rare she can read between the lines, unlocking mysteries. She's the one we all admire. With a touch of magic, she sets our souls on fire. From psychic readings to rosemary oil so pure, her spirit shines bright. Of that I'm sure. On TV, she graces the screen with grace. Her presence is a blessing in every time and place. Pop culture psychic, in tune with the stars. She sees beyond the veil, even beyond Mars. And when the night falls, Tracy after dark, her wisdom illuminates like a powerful spark. So if you seek guidance, look no further than her door. Tracy Brown live where wisdom does soar. Through the realms of the unseen, she'll light your way. With every word she speaks, darkness turns to day. Tracy Brown live, the beacon of light, guiding us through the shadows of night. Her voice like a melody, so pure and strong. In her presence, we know we belong. From psychic readings to rosemary oil so pure, her spirit shines bright. Of that I am sure. On TV, she graces the screen with grace. Her presence is a blessing in every time and place. Pop culture psychic, in tune with the stars. She sees beyond the veil, even beyond Mars. And when the night falls, Tracy after dark, her wisdom illuminates like a powerful spark. So if you seek guidance, look no further than her door. Tracy Brown live where wisdom does soar. Through the realms of the unseen, she'll light your way. With every word she speaks, darkness turns to day. Tracy Brown live, the beacon of light, guiding us through the shadows of night. Her voice like a melody, so pure and strong. In her presence, we know we belong. Tracy Brown live, the beacon of light, guiding us through the shadows of night. Her voice like a melody, so pure and strong. In her presence, we know we belong.
Hello, Charm.
Hello, Tracy.
How are you? Oh, I'm gonna send you a text message.
Okay.
Hold on a second.
Talk to Deacon Jenkins for the
Hold on. Now I don't know why this is occurring,
Is this
but
this double screen thing I'm seeing up here?
no, why do you see a double screen?
I don't know. I have no clue. Maybe
Oh,
I came in a StreamYard once and then I went back out. But as long as you don't see it, it's not affecting the show, then I'm fine. I'll just leave it the way it is. I won't go out and come in.
no, if you look under the smaller picture, there's a strike over a phone. It looks like a phone at the smaller picture. Look at the smaller picture because there's two, right? Two pictures.
Yeah.
One is smaller than the other.
Yeah.
Look at the smaller picture, and right underneath it, there's a strike over a rectangle.
Yeah. It doesn't, it's not letting me, like, because it's so small that I can't see anything but comments. Like, that's it. I don't see anything else under it. So
Okay.
I'm going to leave it alone. Unless, like I said, unless it's interfering with the show, I'm going to leave it alone.
No, no, not at all.
Okay.
Charm, I sent you the text. Did you get it?
Okay. Hold on. Let me look. Oh,
Okay.
I'm on my phone. I have to go out and
Or
come.
you use your on your phone.
Huh? Because my computer, it gives a lot of issues on StreamYard, so I have to stop using it. And I just use my phone because it's more reliable.
Right.
Um. Oh shoot, Tracy, hold on. Hold on. Okay, now it's gonna take me upside down. Hold on.
Okay.
Oh. Oh. Okay. Okay.
So,
It's because you know what? I have to send you the version that doesn't have music at the end. Okay.
oh, you have music in the end.
Yeah, and I think like
That's what they're doing now. Yes,
yeah,
it's
they're doing
okay.
the I guess they're cracking down on the copyright stuff. So I have to send
Well,
you.
it's becoming so rampant that they're just taking care of themselves now. Because before they would be like, "Hey, this is maybe not music we can authorize," but now it's like,
But you know what? Hold on. Hang on. Hold on. Because I have a version already in my phone that doesn't have it. Before I added the ad libs. Wait a minute. Oh God. Okay, hold on. Pause. Because it's right here. And I just want to thank you, Tracy, for even pulling that up. Where is it? Where is it? It's like right. Oh, there we go. Wait. Okay. Okay. Now let me come back out of there. Okay. Wait a minute. I should be turning. Am I? I'm still tilted. All right. I tilted myself back. Okay. I should be. Okay. It should be transmitting to you that has that audio, that last bit of audio removed where you can play it.
you sent
I
it
said
to me.
yes. Okay. Oh, there you go. Bling, bling. Is that you? Is that you? A doorbell ringing?
Yes,
Did it come
that's on
through?
my computer. You could hear that.
Yeah. Bells will be ringing. Oh, this is making me want to. I have my Christmas playlist that I made that I curated last year for my title of all my little holiday songs. So this year I don't have to do it. So I'm gonna post my little holiday list again because I got all my little Christmas songs.
All
But it
right,
made me think
hold
about this. Okay.
on. All right. Oh wait.
Holy Benevolence Presbytery.
Well, let's say, do you see the peeps? Let's say hi to the peeps first.
Hey Tracy's peoples.
Hi, Siobhan. Hi, Wandeep. Hi,
Hey,
Stephen. Hi, Kat. Hi, Noel.
we have some masculine energy in here. Hey Steven.
Oh my God. Hi, blessed and highly favored. Oh my God, that is so sweet. Okay. They're saying hi, Charm.
Hello
Welcome,
everyone.
Charm.
I'm doing an all pink today. I did the pink lipstick and I got my little pink tracksuit on today because I was running around this evening trying to
I
get
love
stuff at the store so I would not have to go tomorrow. And I did not want to go in Walmart, but I was so shocked that Walmart was fully stocked with stuff. The Walmart by my house, I was in complete shock that they
Was
had
it
it. It was, but the Publix was actually more crowded. But I went to Publix first, and then I went to get smoked turkey next to make my collard greens with. And they were trying to charge $21 a package for some smoked turkey. I said, "Oh hell to the no! Let me go to Walmart because Walmart is like $8." So yeah, so I was like, I'm gonna have to go on Walmart because I'm just on principle. I'm not spending $21 on a package of smoked turkey necks. It's not happening. And one drumstick was like $12.
Yeah.
So I got all my items.
Well, technically, I don't celebrate Thanksgiving because Plymouth Rock landed on me. I don't understand why I'm supposed to celebrate dead Indians.
Yeah, they're calling it Indigenous Peoples Day now.
Yeah, I know what they're calling it.
Yeah.
Get it? I don't give a fuck. However, it's so hard not to celebrate when everyone celebrates. I wish everyone would understand Thanksgiving is not a healthy holiday, but that's just my crazy mind. And I'm the only one that is standing on this island and standing like this. So I actually have to celebrate because uh,
Yeah,
Caribbeans and love
you're a
this holiday.
strong person, Tracy. I don't know. Somebody put it this way. They're like whether you celebrate the holiday or not, you're actually still celebrating it because everything's closed, and so we're forced to do that. If you work somewhere and your employer has you have it off, you're gonna have it off. I don't know. I look at it energetically, and I kind of thought about it when at the Yoruba temple that we have here in Atlanta. They
Uh-huh.
do like the Yoruba calendar is completely different than the regular calendar, but they still end up doing certain ceremonies around the new year, this Gregorian New Year that everybody celebrates. And our and the spiritual teacher there, he said because the energy of all the people celebrating still has a vibration, and so you can utilize that energy to help with what you're trying to manifest or your rituals, because there's still the energy of people, of all this many millions of people concentrating on that one thing. So I kind of look at it differently from that. But I was in Italy all last week, and I was telling
Oh, you
them,
went to Italy.
yeah, I went to Italy. It was
You said
great.
Europe, so I didn't question any further. I was like, okay,
Yeah, I went to
Europe's
Italy,
big.
and we were talking about, of course, they don't celebrate Thanksgiving, and I was explaining to,
Many people don't celebrate Thanksgiving.
well, yeah, they're in a whole
It's
nother
an
country.
holiday.
So I was telling him, I was talking to this Italian guy, and I was explaining to him about Thanksgiving, and I was like, really, it is celebrating the fact that these white people who came over here, they were like cannibalizing one another because they didn't know how to grow food, they didn't know how to hunt, and these Native Americans showed these folks how to not starve to death because they had started eating one another. And so I was kind of joking with him, like, this is basically why it's such a big holiday, because they were actually able to survive. But yeah.
Yeah. Well, in the Caribbean, it's pretty big, so I can't stand on an island, no pun intended, because they love their holidays here. And that includes Thanksgiving. And everybody's like, so in any case, um, I had promised to cook, and I still might find something tomorrow to pick up. I don't know. But I'm cooking, if I cook, I haven't decided yet, for others because it's their love of the holiday. It real I've said this for years. I'm like, I don't celebrate. And sometimes I argue with my clients. They're like, Happy Thanksgiving, Tracy. And I'm like, fuck that, fuck Thanksgiving. What the hell? They're like, oh yeah, remember? I make them so nervous. They're like, yeah, remember you don't celebrate? No, I don't celebrate.
Yeah,
But
I was Muslim for about a decade, and we really didn't. I think we kind of celebrated Thanksgiving, but we definitely weren't celebrating of Christmas. And but I mean, Muslims can celebrate Christmas because Jesus is, like, considered very venerated in Islam. But it's
right.
just like, wasn't really super encouraged. So I kind of went through this whole decade of like not really celebrating holidays and stuff. And but now I'm like Christmas crazy. I have already bought my wreath, my holiday wreath already. It's already up. I got a fresh pine one on the door. So yeah, I think I'm trying to make up for all those years that I didn't celebrate anything.
Well, I also think the one thing I love about after Thanksgiving, by the way, I hate Black Friday, and I hope everybody remembers you're not supposed to be shopping on Black Friday, but I'm not telling you what to do. I'm just saying, um, stop it. Because we have to start making statements, and we can't make statements unless we collectively make statements. But I love how nice people are during the holidays.
Are
And
they? Are you finding them to be nicer?
oh my God, all my life,
Okay.
people are nice during the holidays. Like they're just so relaxed and pulled back and smiling. And I'm like, oh, this
Well,
is my favorite time of the year.
well, I'm here on for astrology tonight, and it makes sense because okay, so Thanksgiving and leading to almost up to Christmas is that Sagittarius season, right? So
Hmm.
Sagittarius is ruled by the planet Jupiter, and Jupiter is the planet of expansion and joy.
Hmm.
I think when I was teaching you guys in astrology class, I said Jupiter is like the rich uncle. So it's a jolly good time. It's revelry. It's expanding your mind. It's interacting with people from different cultures. It's definitely joy. So, I mean, of the signs, the most joyous sign is going to be Sagittarius. So, how appropriate that the holidays pretty much because Thanksgiving is like what?
Makes
It's
sense.
right. It's always after the 21st, and we're always in Sag season.
Right, right.
Yep. Yep.
Appreciate that. And I didn't know that Sag is the most joyous.
Yeah, because it's Jupiter rules it, and it's expansion, joy, fun. But it's
Yeah.
also the philosopher, and it's also higher education and higher religion, like anything to do with expanding. So expanding the mind, expanding the spirit, expanding your travel, because that is a sign of travel, foreign travel.
Mhm. So Infinite says she loves your pink lipstick
I
on
saw
you.
that. I was like, oh, thank you, Infinite.
But to be honest with you, Infinite has your lips.
Oh, she does.
Almost
She got big,
identical.
juicy, juicy, juicy lips like me.
Almost identical. And she would love a bright color like that.
Yeah, I decided to be
Yes.
matchy matchy.
Yes.
Because I literally slept all day because I got back on Sunday and Italy was 6 hours ahead. And then I stopped over in Istanbul for like a day because I had a layover there anyway. And I decided to just turn it into a full 24-hour deal. And so they're 8 hours ahead. So I
Yeah.
got back and like, I wasn't supposed to work yesterday, but I ended up having to do work. And so today I worked this morning a little bit and then I slept all day.
Yeah. I mean, I knew you were back because you started posting.
Yeah.
I was like, okay, she's back. And another client of mine did the same thing. She went away around the same time as you. And then she started posting. And I was like, oh, she's back. Everybody's back now.
Yeah, I was checking social media a little bit while I was gone, but to be honest, like I went on a wellness retreat and it was so amazing. There's a little town in outside about an hour outside of Venice called Padua, Padua. And right in that area there's a town called Abano Therme. So they're all built on hot springs. And people have been coming there for 2,000 years to experience the hot springs. And it's like you have to be like they have like mud therapy and uh,
Nice.
the water and you get massages, and so it was just a whole thing where I just went on this whole like wellness retreat just to rejuvenate and just it was really cool, and the food was so delicious. The people were so nice. Like I really had a nice time. I mean, I had a little bit of a language barrier, not knowing like a lot of Italian, but I speak Spanish and French fluently, and so with that I was able to get around really well because there's a lot of words that are the same.
Yeah.
But yeah, but it was just so like the food tasted 10 times better. I think you and I were talking about that, like you said, when you went to Israel, that you kind of had that same experience. But I just couldn't believe
Yeah.
how much better the food tasted. And I think the last time I ever experienced that was when I went to Cuba for the first time, like 8 years ago.
Mhm.
And the same thing, like we were eating, and like I barely had an appetite because I was like so full from
Right.
breakfast all day, just the nutrition and even the wine. Because I ended up going on a 3-hour food tour in Venice,
Hmm.
and we stopped at different little shops and had like little snack like tapas, They
Hmm.
call it chiquetta, something like that in Italian. I think it's chiquetta. And so it's like the equivalent of tapas, like little small bites. And then every stop we had, they were giving us wine. And I just couldn't believe how good the wine was. And I don't drink because I don't like, it makes me groggy, makes me bloated. Next day I got up, I was not groggy. I wasn't bloated. I had zero side effects, like zero.
Right.
It was so, and then it just made me realize, like, oh my God, like what they like, we are being poisoned over here, like really bad. So this, like, yeah, it just made me kind of more cognizant of trying to eat a little bit fresher, but it was just, the food was just divine.
Um, I've been to Italy, but I went in a group.
Hmm.
Like it wasn't like a retreat. It was a group, and we saw like we were in like three cities, and I can only remember the two cities, but we were in three. I remember Venice because Venice is drowning, so I remember that.
Yeah, it's all on water. Hmm.
Yeah, but it's literally drowning. And the first day that we got there, the sea met us. The sea met us at our knees. Like
Wow.
it's literally sinking. Any case, because I was in a group, why am I doing that? Air quotes. I was in a group. Like everything was like not, I want to say not well coordinated, but food wise, we were all left to our own devices.
Oh, really? Because usually those group things, everything's planned out to a T. That's why I don't like doing them.
No, we were it was a group of women, not necessary a group itinerary thing.
Oh, got you, got you, got you.
And so I did try. I was sick though during Italy, and I tried real spaghetti. Like their version of spaghetti is not like our version of spaghetti, but I expected that, right? And I threw up.
Oh no, that sucks that you were in like one of the food places and you didn't get to enjoy the food.
They even had McDonald's there, right? And I kept telling everyone I'm dying to try McDonald's in a foreign country
Oh, just to see what it was like.
just to see what it was like. But I wasn't feeling well. For the first 3 days of Italy, I didn't even go out.
Oh no, that sucks. You
I
got
was
to do
that
a do
sick.
over.
I know, but that's not where I want to go. So it is what it is. At least I got there. I don't know if I need to return. But at some point, the girls went to McDonald's and then they're all eating and they're like, oh my God, don't tell Tracy.
Well, they didn't want you to feel bad.
Meanwhile, I was so sick that when I got better, I didn't even want to try McDonald's because I was so sick.
Right, you guys. Oh, that sucks. I got sick on vacation once. When I
Mhm.
went to Africa, I got really bad diarrhea. I was throwing up water and it was bad. And I'll
Mhm.
never forget that. Oh my, I lost so much weight
How
in a
long was the
matter.
trip?
I was sick, like I was there for 5 days and I started getting sick probably like the last 2 or 3 days. And then I
Mhm.
had to fly home like that. And I was literally throwing up water. So I was sick for about a week. I think I lost like 15 pounds
Oh, I'm so sorry to hear that.
because I couldn't even hold down water. This was like 20 something years ago. But
Yeah,
yeah, it was but no, I enjoyed this trip. I enjoyed the food, I enjoyed the wine. I was concerned because I'd heard stories that the Italians were racist, but
they're
I
not.
really, yeah, I didn't experience that. I think I did like and I ended up going out on a date with the guy that was from Naples. He was from southern Italy, and he was explaining to me kind of the dynamic that is going on between the northern and southern Italians, because
I
the
can
southern
see
Italians,
that.
they're
Yeah,
darker.
yeah.
They
Mhm.
you
They
know
are.
Sis-
They're closer to Africa, I
right,
believe.
Sicily was
Yeah,
actually conquered by the Moors, who were black people, and so they
right.
are darker, and so but he was also explaining to me like there's less work. I guess the economy in southern Italy is not as good, as strong as northern Italy. So the southern Italians, and there also a lot of more farming that goes on there. So they're kind of considered hillbillies. And so when they do migrate north, they're kind of looked down upon, like, oh, here's the hillbillies coming up here. And he even said like the northern Italians are colder, and they were a little bit colder. I was warned, like I had a Hispanic guy that just gotten back that I met, and he was like, just don't speak English, because we were speaking Spanish. He was like, just speak Spanish. And I was like, are you for real? He told me this like last year, and he was 1,000% correct. I just was speaking Spanish. Like I was trying to speak Italian, whatever I didn't know, I was speaking Spanish. And I promise you, they were treating me better than when I was speaking English. So they don't, I think they're like the French. I heard the French are like that too. They don't like people speaking English. Like people have a thing about Americans, maybe because we have a
It's
stereotype.
fine. No, it's fine. Don't explain why. They're right.
Yeah, we come over there and we're arrogant. I don't know what it is, but
They're right.
they
Yeah.
don't like the English. And a lot of them don't speak English either. So
But also when I got sick, I went back on the plane sick,
uh
passing out and farting the whole time.
oh my God.
Like I could literally hear myself fart, but I couldn't stop it.
Well, at least you weren't like that lady that got diarrhea on the international flight and they had to divert the plane. You remember to hear about that last year?
Mhm.
Because it was considered a biohazard because it was like all down the aisles and they had to turn the plane around. I felt so bad for that lady. I think it was trying to go to Europe and they ended up like turning back into Canada and coming back. It was a hot mess. It hit the news. It made the news last year. I remember that.
This was just before COVID, and I think I may have gotten it. I was traumatized on the plane going, so that didn't help. And I think I got COVID, but nobody knew. Like we
That's
were
what it
there
was.
in January or November. We were there in November.
Oh yeah, it had started kind of going around at least in Asia and yep,
Over in Italy because
yep.
China had it, and China had all these Chinese factory workers making the purses come over.
Oh Lord.
Yes, yes. So Italy was one of the first ones that
Places.
went down. There was a whole town that had to get cordoned off. But in any case,
Oh, you know what? I do remember that Italy did have. I remember that.
they
Oh,
got
but
it bad.
speaking of purses and shopping, baby, that Italian leather. I got some good shopping done over there in Italy, and Istanbul has some great shopping too. But Italy, because all that leather is over there, everything was way cheaper. Because I got a bag that was like $35, because it was like 30 euro, and that bag in the States, and it was 100% leather bag. Probably would have been like 200 bucks. So,
Yeah.
and the wine was cheaper. Like it was, yeah, that's some good shopping over there. I'm telling you.
All right. Let's see what everybody is saying. Then I want to know what you're going to talk about. Hi, Dorcel. Yep. In France, they did not like us English speakers, but when my uncle started speaking French, they responded.
See, voulez-vous?
Have a city called Hot Springs with all those services. Where do you live? She lives in Alabama.
Oh, Hot Springs, Alabama. Yeah, even in Phoenix, I lived in Phoenix for 13 years. We have a area where hot springs are, that I would go to. It's like an hour outside of Phoenix, but it was still considered the Greater Phoenix area.
Right, right.
Yeah. But
Okay,
that stuff was rejuvenation. I swear.
must have been nice.
I didn't even have jet lag, like, cause I was getting, and I'm not a morning person like Tracy. I'm like Tracy gets up and does her show. She's up at 8, like 8 o'clock. I'm dragging. I was hopping up at 7 o'clock in the morning every day, going down to the pool, to the hot spring pools, because they had indoor and outdoor,
Yeah,
and I just had so much energy. So it was definitely rejuvenating.
that's nice. Hot Springs, Arkansas, she says. Arkansas.
Oh yeah, I've heard of Hot Springs, Arkansas.
So that's good to know, everyone. You know, there's some nice stuff going on in Hot Springs, Arkansas.
Arkansas.
Okay, Arkansas. I never looked at it that way.
I always
What do you have to tell us?
I want to talk a little bit about this Mercury retrograde. I know, you and I talked about before about like when full moons and new moons take places, like with the houses and things. So, people can ask, they have like little, short questions they can ask stuff. But,
Get your
this Mercury,
questions ready.
yeah, so this Mercury retrograde. So first of all, Mercury is the planet of communication and writing and any type of communicating with people. It's also travel because astrology is based on the Greeks and the Roman, but really the Greek archetype for astrology. So if you look for mythology, so if you look at the planets, you go back to Greek mythology and see what their roles were because they were gods. So if anybody remembers in astrology, excuse me, in mythology, Mercury was the winged god. He would communicate the messenger. He was a messenger to the gods from man to God. And so he's the one that's, he's got to fly up and deliver these messages. And so when Mercury, it's not that Mercury retrograde, it appears to be moving backwards in the sky from the vantage point of where we're at, but it's not actually, planets don't actually move backwards,
Right.
but it's the way it appears. And so because of that, because it controls communication and writing and technology, because technology is a form of communication, then that means that you're going to have a breakdown in all of that. And so, I was telling you, I got into it today with somebody, and what came out of my mouth was, this is a breakdown in communication. This is why this is happening. And you need to communicate. And so that's where you're going to have communication. And Mercury retrograde happens about 4 times a year. It's about every 3 months. And this time we went retrograde in Sagittarius. And then right now it's backed into Scorpio. So because
Hmm.
when it goes backwards, it may back up into the previous sign, depending
Got
on
it.
how many degrees it's going backwards. So
Got
right
it.
now it's in Scorpio because it started in Sag and it backed up in
Right.
Scorpio.
Oh,
And so that kind of Scorpio has to do with sex, death, other people's money, other people's resources. So people may be worried about loans and lending money or things that they may owe, or insurance matters, or inheritance, or the stock market, because that's also other people's money. But main thing was that you had to be careful with traveling. When it started, Mercury retrograde started this time, November 9th. And I was trying to avoid traveling during Mercury retrograde, but
right.
I could not. And I tell you, they delayed my bags 3 days coming to Italy, right? Then when I had to go to Turkey, well, then I got a little under the weather and I had to stay an extra day. But I was on the phone for 6 hours trying to change the flight, couldn't, end up having to call Expedia. It was crazy. So, and then I bought an SIM card so that I could, I wouldn't use my own roaming. The thing never worked the entire time I was there. It only let me use the internet. I couldn't dial out. So then that's Mercury retrograde computer communication. And then when I got to Turkey, I get my bags and they had damaged my bag.
Hmm.
So it was all this stuff related to travel, but thank goodness I always keep travel insurance. But and then also my hotel, the Wi-Fi was like non-existent. Like it just worked when it wanted to. And so yeah, so I experienced like the full gamut of Mercury retrograde and the travel sign. Because like I said, Sagittarius is expansion joy, but it's also foreign travel. So having Mercury retrograde happen in the travel sign and I was traveling foreign, I got hit with all of it.
Right. Right.
Hmm.
So, did you have any FAA issues?
No, because the shut, I like literally, and I was really concerned about with the government shutdown. But
Yeah.
I it had reopened like 2 days before I flew out because it had reopened by
Got
Friday,
it.
what, the
Got
14th,
it.
and I flew out on the 16th.
Got it.
So
Got
as
it.
a matter of fact, I got to the airport like almost 3 hours early, and I just was just sitting there doing nothing because it was like so clear up in there.
Yeah. Well, I was traveling during FAA, not foreign travel,
Mm-hmm.
but but interesting enough, American, it's really funny because there are just signs that you have to listen to. And for
Mm-hmm.
some reason, when I got to Los Angeles, this was for my sister's memorial, we landed in what's called uh, not Bradley Airport, uh, Bradley Terminal,
Okay.
which is the international terminal.
At LAX.
at LAX,
Okay.
and that's unheard of. So when I landed, and I always get like handicap service, or I'm in a wheelchair and I don't recognize this section. Although I did go out of it and come in it when I went to Italy, not when I went to Israel. No, because I went to New York first, and so I recognize it, but I didn't at the time, right? Because Israel was like 5, 6 years ago. So I'm like, what airport is this? And she's like, it's Bradley. And I was like, why are we landing in Bradley? Well, they're getting ready for the Olympics.
Oh yeah, it is 2026. So what they're doing some construction at the main LAX terminals?
Well, the Olympics is 2028.
Oh, 2028. Okay.
Yeah. But, it takes that long to prepare because that's
Yeah.
massive, massive.
Well, they've been doing construction on LAX for like quite a long time because I remember we missed our flight when I came there for my movie premiere in 2019 that I was in this documentary. And I remember like because of the construction, it caused all the rental car buses to just be like backed up.
Yeah.
And I missed my flight and I don't ever miss flights. Like I rare like because I'm the person that gets to the airport like three
And
hours,
that
two
was
and a half hours early.
LAX.
It was at LAX. I'll
Yeah.
never forget it because I was so pissed because I'm like I had missed a flight in years
Right.
for being late. You
Yeah.
know.
No, I get it. But as I was going back,
Yeah.
right? So Wednesday they made the announcement. FAA is cutting all flights. This was on Wednesday the 6th or the 5th or something like that. And so I flew out Thursday, so I know I was going to be fine getting there. Wasn't sure if I was ever going to get home
So
because
this was on the 5th.
this they made the decision that on the 7th they were
That's
cutting.
right. I remember that. So yeah, so that was Mercury retrograde because we were already in the shadow. So the whole thing with Mercury retrograde is the energy of it is felt 2 weeks before and 2 weeks after, and
Right.
you can start. And because I have natal Mercury retrograde, and I think don't you have it too, Tracy?
Uh,
I thought we looked it up
Mercury
and you had it.
retrograde. I have to check my chart.
Yeah, I
There's
thought we
a couple
looked
of
at
planets that
yours.
have retrograde. But wait a second. So the 7th they made the announcement. We're cutting
Yeah.
flights. Period. Period. It was like not a question. Oh, maybe the FAA was like they're getting cut. So Saturday the 8th was my sister's memorial at 12 noon. I had no intentions of staying in LA. So I booked a flight out at 11:59 that same night.
Oh,
No, when I'm no. One thing I do, I know what I'm doing. And everybody was like, "Oh, you can't believe you're not staying." No, no. My whole life there at some point was about my sister. At this stage of the game, I'm good. I'm done. I got to get the hell out. Like
you
I'm
didn't
good.
want to go eat at your old spots. You were like, I'm out.
I did not eat at my old spots.
That's what I'm saying. You didn't have time.
Nothing. I did nothing. I wanted to get in, do the memorial, get out. I knew exactly what I was doing. Although I didn't know this FAA thing was going to be a problem. But you know how you always have to listen to spirit.
Right.
And spirit said, get in, get out. I wanted it on the first, but it turns out my granddaughter was on the first. That's her birthday. So I
Okay.
had to switch it to the 8th or the week before.
I remember you told me that.
I told you that. Well, in any
Yep.
case, on the day of the memorial, we're finished with the memorial. It's like 4 o'clock, and the guy that handles my and his whole family handles my booking. He's like, "We're going to take you to the airport," and I was like, "Okay." So I was there at 5. The plane wasn't due to get on until 11, and nobody was there.
Wow.
Nobody was
It
there.
was so LAX was a dead zone. That was rare to see. But I mean, that's totally Mercury retrograde in the because it started on the 9th and then the FAA does this thing on the 7th. So that's like in the shadow. And so I'm not like surprised. I was just glad it happened, like that they at least went back to work by the time I got out. And I knew that they had already kind of had the list of the kind of what was going to be worse affected. It was going to be like the more regional airports. international was going to be the least affected. So I was going in like feeling
Yes,
like,
they said
okay, yeah, but
American.
still,
American says we're handling international flights. Period. That's what we're
right?
going
Because
to do.
yeah, because a lot of those, well, especially the European ones, they only run once or twice a day, and so
Oh,
if that doesn't, that doesn't go. And then I also didn't want to go into JFK because I had the option because I took Delta then I took Turkish Air back, and I had an option of maybe going through JFK, and I said no because it's winter time, and then you run the risk of some shit popping up. So I went through Amsterdam on the way there, and then on the way back I went through Istanbul. But yeah,
nice.
so yeah, but that was the I was like I couldn't believe how much travel mishaps happened because it was like my baggage got delayed and I was like my baggage hadn't been delayed and the last time I had that happen was like 10 years ago. Like no, it was like 15 years ago. Like dude, and for it to be delayed for so long, it wasn't like they were like, oh, it's gonna be on the next flight. And then I'm checking, we're like, that luggage didn't come for 3 days. So
Yeah.
anyways, here we are. So I got into some new Italian clothes because I ain't had no bags.
Aww.
Thank God for travel insurance. Everybody, if you're flying international, make sure you get travel insurance.
I travel domestic. I get travel insurance.
See, smart.
Domestic is not that expensive.
No,
And
it's like $30.
yeah, exactly. And talking about lost luggage, I traveled last to Atlanta, went to return. No luggage followed me home, and it took 6 months to find it
6 months? Where was it?
in Atlanta.
Girl, bye. So
It
somebody hit.
never left Atlanta.
But how did they not find it? But oh my God. This is the largest, this is the busiest airport in the world here in
I
Atlanta.
heard. I heard.
Yeah. So, yeah, but the crazy thing was coming when I did the little stopover in Turkey and it was so cool. And I've never been to Asia before. And I said, well, I'm going to go to Asia because Turkey divides Europe from Asia. So
Yeah.
there's Istanbul is right on the Bosphorus, it's like the Bosphorus Strait. So it's like a little strip of water. And so on one side of Istanbul is the European side, and you cross over the Bosphorus and you're on the Asian side. And so when I was on my food tour in Italy, there happened to be a couple of ladies that were from Turkey. And I was like, oh, I'm stopping over in Turkey in a few days. I want to go. How do I get to the Asian side? And I told the lady where I was staying because I was staying in like a heavy touristy area near the Blue Mosque. And the Blue Mosque is like this really beautiful mosque that's like very, been there since like 1600 AD or something.
Yeah.
Anyways, like it's a big tourist attraction. So I stayed there over by there. And the lady was like, oh, you just take a train over to here and then you get the ferry and you'll be right there. And she gave me the best directions. And I don't think I would have found it so easily online. I took the train, like she said, the trains were running like every 7 minutes. I got the ferry. The ferry was running like every 15, 20 minutes. It only took 20 minutes to cross over. I stopped, I bought like a juice or something, and then I got back on the ferry. It was so cool. And I had like some, they had shish kebab. Everything was kebab. Every restaurant, kebabs. So I got some grilled lamb, and I ended up getting like a massage, and they had the Turkish baths and stuff. So, yeah, I did the whole little turkey thing. And then I guess that next day I went to the mosque that morning before my flight because my flight was like not till 3 p.m. And you have to you have to cover your head when you go in the mosque, like even if you're not Muslim, because it's like respect. So
Right.
I was like, I'm gonna rock this Nigerian, like one of my Nigerian friends, his wife sent me this beautiful like blue outfit. So I had to have my head tied. These people kept stopping me. Like I'm like, are y'all not used to seeing blacks dressed up? They wanted to take. I had at least 15 people take pictures with me. Like they were all stopping me. They were all like, can you take a picture with us? So I got all these pictures in my phone of me and like
Oh,
all these
did
random
you
people.
see black people there?
I didn't see any black folks.
That's
Yeah.
the destination that we go to, huh?
I don't know. Did I see? I'm trying to think like why I was in Istanbul. Did I see any black people?
You would know it.
I
Energetic.
did not. Now
Yeah.
Italy, I barely saw any. I was the only black person staying in my hotel at
See, that's
all.
interesting because when I went to Italy in Rome, I think it was, yeah, in Rome, there's all these tall Africans.
Right. They
Very,
have a lot of
very
African
tall
immigrants.
Africans. Yeah.
Yeah, I did meet one like but these were hotel workers. But I was the only black guest in my entire hotel. There was one guy that was from Morocco that he had just moved to Italy like a couple of years ago, and so he was black. And then there was another guy who was Cuban. He was doing. We had like an egg, like a crepe station where this guy was making crepes. So he was like he had his little chef hat on, and I was so happy. Like I was looking at him and I was like, oh, start talking to him. And well, first thing I asked him where you're from, and he said he was from Cuba, and he told me his name, and his name was like extremely Cuban because it was Dunieski. And I was like, I know a Cuban black guy named Dunieski. He said, yeah, everybody has that name over there. And we were talking Spanish, and I was so happy to just be talking Spanish because, mind you, I'm trying to talk Italian, and like I don't know a lot of Italian. And so it's kind of like was hard. And in Spanish, of course, I speak Spanish like the back of my hand. So it was like nice to be able to speak Spanish with somebody. But yeah, it wasn't. I didn't see that many black people there at all.
You gotta get that new earpiece. It's a translator. Have you?
Oh, I brought the earpiece. Again, Mercury retrograde. So guess who bought the earpiece? A week and a half before their trip. Downloaded the program.
Yeah.
The buds were working, and then when I get to Italy, they would not work. I tried to email the people before I left because they said you needed an activation code, and if they were working without the activation code as long as your Wi-Fi and the Bluetooth was working.
Right.
But
Right.
when I got where the Wi-Fi was bad and this worked by Bluetoothing to your cell phone, it was like there's no activate. You need an activation code, and I emailed these people, but they're somewhere in China. I emailed them like 4 or 5 days before I left, and they never emailed me back. Emailed them again while I was in Italy. This is so Mercury retrograde. So I just packaged those earbuds up to send them back to Amazon. They were only $10, but I'm getting my $10 back because they didn't never send the activation code. So I ended up using the Google Translate on my phone, and it worked. It worked when I had Wi-Fi. It worked fine. But I remember I'd taken the bus. I take because every day I was going into Venice, I was taking the train, and ended up spending the night in Venice one night, and I took the train back that morning, and I took the bus, and I had been getting cabs to the train station because the town was so small I was in. They were like the hotel people was like, do not take the bus. It don't run when it says it's gonna run. You're gonna miss your train. So I had been getting the cabs. So I found out in the mornings the bus ran good because people had to get to work. So I was like, oh, I'm gonna save money because the cabs were kind of pricey. I was like, I'm gonna take the bus back to where I could walk to the hotel. So it's supposed to be a 15-minute walk. 45 minutes later, I end up in my hotel, but I was trying to ask for directions and people were giving me directions like keep going here, there. So I needed to get some vinegar for some reason. And I ended up at this produce store that was not far from the hotel when I was walking back. And I was like, do y'all have any vinegar? Only word I know for vinegar is the Spanish word is vinagre. And of course, that's not the same word in Italian. So I'm like, do you have vinegar? And they're like, we don't know what, ma'am, we don't know what you're talking about. So then I just said, what Jesus drank. And this Italian lady bust out laughing. And she said, Aceto, it's across the street.
Jesus drank vinegar?
They gave him, he asked for water and they gave him vinegar to drink when he was on a cross. So,
Yeah.
so, and I'm in a Catholic country, so of course they're going to know that.
Right. Right. I remember that.
Yeah, so you get real creative when you don't speak the language and you're trying to communicate with people. You get very creative.
Yes, you do. Yes, you do.
Oh, who is that says they want to go to Istanbul?
Yes. YT Kwan says she wants to go to Istanbul.
The shopping is beyond belief in Istanbul. They had all, and I was wondering, like, are these bags fake? Because every store you stopped at in the tourist area, they had like Gucci, Fendi. I seen some Hermes, and then they had like Chanel bags and like Michael Kors and whatever, everything designer and the jewelry. I mean, it was some good shopping in Istanbul.
Technically they're fake because that's what the Chinese, that was the problem with the tariffs. They were like, all these bags are made here. They're finished up in Chanel.
Right, I remember that. Yep, yep. But I
Mhm.
was wondering if those were just fake bags, period, that were in
Let me tell you
Istanbul.
something. We had the same fake essence in New York City.
Mm-hmm.
and they would take you up to a room. Like they'll have somebody outside
Yeah, they show you the picture on Canal Street. Oh
on
yeah.
Canal Street. They take you up to a room and all these rooms. I got a Louis Vuitton white bag, right? It was a knapsack. And I carried it to California. I knew it was fake, right? I don't care. Well, I needed something fixed. And of course, I can't call Louis Vuitton. Why? Because it's fucking fake, right? I take it to a shoe repair. Another woman takes her bag to shoe repair. The shoe owner, the shoe store calls her and gives her my bag because it was a better bag. He did that on purpose. It just so happened I had my business card of the store that I was working at.
Oh my God.
And she called me and she said, I have a bag to give you. And so when she came in, it was my bag. And I was like, oh my God. Like, how do you get it? She explained it. And then she said, she was so cute. She said, I almost kept it.
Are you
That's how
serious?
authentic the bag looked. And it was a
Wait,
fucking
but so did he give her? Did he give you her bag?
no, mine. He was supposed to call me when it was ready.
And he ended up giving it to her. And because it was a nicer looking bag, but even
It
though
was
he knew it was
nice.
fake.
Well, I can't say if he knew it was fake. I can only tell you that my bag, she said it. She said, your this bag was better than the one that I brought, and I was going to keep your bag.
Oh my God.
And I was like, okay. But then she saw my card
Oh, so she knew it, it put a face to a name and personalized it.
and she became my client.
Wow. Look at look, that's how Tracy goes. That's how
That's,
Tracy works.
that's the way it always happened.
But yeah, they have some good, but from what I understand, they said those designers are in on the fake market and they get a like a kid, they get part of that money.
Yeah, I'm sure there's a way that they get
Yeah,
it.
that they get because it's so many millions of dollars. But you know what got me? Telfar is a black designer, the
Yes,
Telfar bags, and
yes.
he said that he was so proud that they were making knockoffs because he said that's how you know you made it in New York as a designer if they're knocking off your bags.
That's hilarious. To see the positive. I love that. So what else do you have to tell us?
um, so you want to talk about like how to look at new moons in the houses and like or full moons? Because what we got? We just had a new moon. So the new moon.
Was that a new moon in Sagittarius?
Yes, because it's always going to be whatever the season, the newest the season is that starts. Whatever sign that we're going, the new moon's always going to be that sign. So the new moon, I'm trying to figure out how many degrees it was. Hold on. Oh yeah, I got my second phone back. I had lost it, so I got it. I had it replaced before the trip because I wanted to make sure to have a backup phone. Going out of the country. So the new moon was on last Thursday, November 20th. Oh, actually, no. It says this new moon on the 20th actually occurred in the sign of Scorpio. So the
Oh, it was
Sagittarius,
the sign of Scorpio?
yep, it happened. Probably because I don't think what it was. We didn't turn to Sag until November 21st. That's why. So we were still, yep. So the new moon was in Scorpio on the 20th. So yeah, this was a Scorpio new moon. Sagittarius new moon is December 19th. So that'll be a few days before Capricorn. Um, yeah. So let me see. Let me see how many degrees it was because without getting too technical, the horoscope is divided in. It's like a pie, and you have 12 slices, and each slice is a house, and
Right,
that represents different areas of life. So depending on what degree and sign that new moon or the full moon is in, it's going to activate that area of your life.
right.
So wherever Scorpio is in somebody's chart, whatever house that's in, that's where that new moon
It's
would
gonna
have activated it.
Right.
So let me see how
I
many
think
degrees.
mine was in the 11th house from my chart. My Scorpio. I have a Scorpio.
And I think Venus is in Scorpio right now. Is it still in there? Hold on. I think Venus is still is it went back in it went into Scorpio. So that's kind of making people like more possessive and jealous in relationships. Uh, New moon
Really?
November 2025 degree. Okay, it was November 2025 degrees Scorpio. Okay, so it was it was 28 degrees Scorpio. So that's kind of towards the end of Scorpio, almost, which makes sense, almost Sagittarius. So whatever kind of whatever there falls in people's charts is going to have an effect. Like for me, I have Scorpio as my rising sign, and I'm 17 degrees Scorpio rising. So I think that new moon hit that was still in my first house. Yeah, it's still in my first house. So that's like so the first house is yourself and your physical appearance, and it's also how you feel about yourself. So when you have a new moon is a new beginning, right? So if you have a new moon hitting your first house, you may start a fitness routine. You may like do things that affirm your self-esteem and how you feel about yourself. You may do something about your looks because your physical appearance is also how you present yourself.
Mm-hmm.
Somebody said though, no, those were fake bags, period. Oh, the ones in Turkey? Because I kind of had a feeling they were just too ubiquitous. Oh, like there's everywhere. It's like bags, and because it was iffy like that, well, one, I wasn't gonna spend $200 on no purse. I'd already got my $30 purse off up in Italy, and that thing was real Italian leather. It smelled so good. I still was opening that purse, just smelling it. But it wasn't a name brand or whatever. But yeah, I was kind of my spidey senses were up.
Yes, 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 yes.
God is awesome. Look at your name being prosperity. What is that? What does that mean?
Charm.
Oh, thank you. I appreciate that. Honey, I received that. Yes, honey, make me bless it
Yes,
rain,
it's
child.
magical. It's magical.
Yes, let it rain. But yeah, so a new moon is a new beginning, and wherever that new moon falls in your chart is the new beginning and a new lease on life. A full moon is where things come to a head. It also represents endings, especially like a full moon eclipse. So you may have relationships in, you may come to something may come to a conclusion. So that's usually a full moon. So especially in the magic world, like if we were trying to bring something in, you do your rituals, your candle magic, whatever you want to manifest, you do it between the new moon and the full moon because the moon is growing and it's time, that's when you're trying to, it's a good time to apply for things or start something new or like, for me, like when I was job hunting, I would always like make sure to try to apply for jobs during the new, between the new moon and the full moon. And then if you're trying to get rid of something, you do it from the full moon down, when it's going away. That's called the waning moon. So starting a weight loss routine, people would think, oh, you should start a weight loss routine during the new moon, but you're trying to get rid of the weight. So it's better to start it after the full moon because
Right.
you're trying to shed something. So yeah,
Interesting.
yeah.
Okay. So, oh, wait, I want to play your video. I think I have it. Hold on. I think I uploaded it already. I meant to play it in the beginning and then I forgot. Here we go.
Benevolence Presbyterian Missionary Baptist Church of God in Christ. How can I help you?
Yes, hello? Yes, I need some help. Yes, ma'am. Yeah. My baby ain't ate in 2-3 days because my titty milk ain't came in yet. And so I need a can of formula. I need to come out there and give me a can of formula. Can y'all help me?
Are you a church member?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, I'm a member of the church. I've been a member of the church since I was a little girl.
We don't see your name on the tithing rolls.
No, you don't see me on the tithing rolls because I had lost my job about 10 months ago.
Oh,
Yeah.
Yeah, and I didn't know what to do, so I went to the office for pastoral counseling, and Pastor told me I needed to go ahead and talk to Deacon Jenkins for the laying on of hands.
Oh,
And I sure did get hands laid on me, because Deacon Jenkins used to slay me in the spirit every Tuesday and Thursday down to the Motel 6. Yeah, but nothing would work. And I didn't know what to do. So I kept going to Deacon and I said, Deacon, I don't know what to do. He told me I needed to work on increasing and improving my spiritual gifts. Well, I sure did increase my spiritual gifts because 9 months later, I come start Keisha. Oh, look at this, my baby. Oh, my God. Yeah. So, so I just need a can of formula. Yeah, I can pick it up from the church. I don't need the money.
ma'am, we can't help you. We don't do things like that. I suggest you go to the food bank.
Oh, hell to the no. Okay then, ma'am, don't make me go on Judge Mathis to get a paternity test so I can put Deacon on child support, because I do it. And no, I don't smoke crack.
Oh, that's too funny. That's too funny.
Yeah, I decided to have fun with that one. Where we at? I don't see it. I don't
Oh
see
no,
it.
hold on. It's sometimes I get screwy here. I took you out, and then okay. Um. Oh, let me just hold on. I'm so sorry.
It's all good. Where,
Oh my God. Okay,
where did
hold
I
on.
go? I disappeared.
Now
Oh,
you're
it's funny.
there,
No,
but how do I get us together? I don't know how to get us together.
you
Now I got you there.
disappeared. Oh
They made a lot of changes with StreamYard. So it's been acting so wonky.
yeah, because I remember was it yesterday when you were doing the morning show and everybody's comments were like clear on the page, and I was like, "What is that a new YouTube interface?" I didn't know what that was.
I'm going
Hello, world. Hello, Tracy.
I'm gonna have to reset because I don't know. Oh, let's minimize. Okay. But how do I this is ridiculous. Oh, let me add something. Let me add you again.
Okay.
Let's just play it one more time. But
Benevolence Presbyterian Missionary Baptist Church of God in Christ. How can I help you?
Yes, hello? Yes, I need some help. Yes, ma'am. Yeah. My baby ain't ate in 2-3 days because my titty milk ain't came in yet. And so I need a can of formula. I need to come out there and get me a can of formula. Can y'all help me?
Are you a church member?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, I'm a member of the church. I've been a member of the church since I was a little girl.
We don't see your name on the tithing rolls.
No, you don't see me on the tithing rolls because I had lost my job about 10 months ago.
Oh,
Yeah. Yeah, and I didn't know what to do, so I went to the office for pastoral counseling, and Pastor told me I needed to go ahead and talk to Deacon Jenkins for the laying on of hands.
oh.
And I sure did get hands laid on me, because Deacon Jenkins used to slay me in the spirit every Tuesday and Thursday down to the Motel 6. Yeah, but nothing would work. And I didn't know what to do. So I kept going to Deacon and I said, Deacon, I don't know what to do. He told me I needed to work on increasing and improving my spiritual gifts. Well, I sure did increase my spiritual gifts because 9 months later, I come start Keisha. Oh, look at this, my baby. Oh, my God. Yeah. So, so I just need a can of formula. Yeah, I can pick it up from the church. I don't need the money.
Ma'am, we can't help you. We don't do things like that. I suggest you go to the food bank.
Oh, hell to the no. Okay then, ma'am, don't make me go on Judge Mathis to get a paternity test so I can put Deacon on child support, because I do it. And no, I don't smoke crack.
that's hilarious.
Y'all know my brain is so
There you
twisted.
go.
Oh,
There
we're
you
back.
go.
Yeah, I don't know how sometimes I just wonder how I come up with the stuff that I come up with.
It's hilarious.
Yeah.
Georgia Peach says, not the pastor laying hands, literally,
Okay.
literally. And Dorcel says this is totally hilarious.
Oh, thank you.
Right?
Y'all keep
Very
me.
creative, says Infinite.
Thank you, Infinite. Thank you, Tracy's Peoples.
Yes, keep those videos coming. All right. Well, we went an hour. Is there any wrap up you wanted to tell us?
Um, I just what did I want to say? That you can I plug my astrology services?
Absolutely.
All right. So if you want to get an astrology reading, I specialize in couples astrology. It's called synastry. So I can take your chart, and if you're interested in a guy or you're with somebody or you want to see what's going on, what's the compatibility like, we can put two charts together in an overlay, and it's called synastry. So I love doing that. It's probably my favorite thing. And then we can do natal astrology, which is your birth astrology. We also can do forecasting. So we can do what is called a solar return, which is always good to get around your birthday, and it can tell you what to look out for that year. I actually had a client who I pulled her solar return chart, and I was like, "Oh, I see, like, a lot of focus on your children this year." And she goes, "Oh, yeah, I just found out I was pregnant." It's so interesting. Like, astrology is so accurate. And then I also do locational astrology. So sometimes if you're not progressing in your career, or love life, and or it could be that you're just living in the wrong place, or even if you just want to look at like a place that you would have a great vacation. So the locational astrology, now for that we have to have a birth time. So as long as you have your birth time, we could do a locational astrology, but that kind of tells you what places kind of optimize your career and other aspects of your life. So I do all those, and you could go to my site spiritualcharm.com, SPIRITUAL charm CHARM.com. And I'm also a psychic medium, so if you want to connect with a loved one that's passed over, you can holler at your girl.
Well, I have to tell you, it's on the screen there, spiritualcharm.com.
Oh yeah, I did put it on the screen.
Yes, yes. All right, sweet. Oh, Infinite says what not to discuss tonight, but she goes, "What about the year of the horse?"
I don't. That's Chinese astrology, so that's not my area of expertise. My daughter happens to be a horse. I do know that. I know I'm a dragon. Tracy, do you know your Chinese astrology?
I'm a tiger girl.
That's probably why we get along. Cause like you're a tiger, I'm a dragon. Like it's ferocious. Um,
Yes.
yeah, but I don't know. Like I said,
My son is a dragon.
Oh, he is.
He
Okay.
loves being a dragon. Like that's one of his favorite parts of the his birth is because he's the scales, right? So there's no animal associated for him.
Oh, he's a Libra. Okay.
And years ago, he must have been like 6, and he was like, I was like, I'm a lion, and he was like, oh, that's so cool. He's like 6, and then he's like, what am I? And I said, oh, you're these scales, and I showed him. He started crying.
Oh, because he didn't have an animal.
Yeah, I
Oh.
need an animal. So when he found out he was a dragon, like that made all the difference in the world.
Yeah, they said, well, there's a fire dragon, and then there's two different kinds of dragons. Because we just had the year of the dragon a couple of years back, but it wasn't fire dragon. Um, but
Yeah,
I know for sure that I have the personality of a dragon because they're like really outgoing and salespeople and all that. And so
yes.
I,
Every every animal has an element attached to it.
yeah.
So mine is and it has a color attached to it too. So I'm a white water tiger.
Oh, what?
White
Sorry, whitewater tiger.
I think it's white water metal tiger even. Like there's a metal attached something. But I want to show you something about my white tiger. Hold on. I got this made like 20 years ago by this little girl. She's not little. She's like in her 20s. So I asked her to make me something. Look how beautiful this is.
Oh, that is gorgeous.
Isn't that
So
amazing?
she painted that.
Yeah.
Wow, how talented.
Isn't she talented?
That is very
Painted
talented. How
this
old was she?
like in her young 20s.
Okay.
Very, very, very gifted young lady. But I want to show you one more thing before we leave. Probably am not going to be able to find it now. If I can't find it, then I will show it to you privately and I'll show the public on another date. Hey, Mama, hold
So
on.
Tracy, have you always had a cat? Because I was wondering.
No,
So you got a new cat.
no, they were uh, painting and digging holes in the buildings behind me. And hold on a second, Sky. And she drew something else for me out of lipstick.
Really? She's talented.
Totally talented. Maybe it's this book. No, I don't think it's this book. Oh,
Yeah,
here it is.
when people have that artistic talent, like my mother has talent like that. I remember one Christmas we didn't have ornaments. She sat and uh peeled butterscotch wrappers. They were like gold foil wrappers off the butterscotch candies,
Yeah,
and
yeah.
she made ornaments, and it looked like something from the store. When
I
people have
love
that
that.
gift,
Look at this
oh my god, oh my god, she did that with lipstick.
with lipstick.
Oh my god, how gifted!
Yeah. So
You should frame that, Tracy.
I keep saying I'm gonna frame it. I've had this for 20 years.
You need to frame that.
I keep saying maybe not 20 years. I don't know how long I've had it. I had it like maybe 20 years. Maybe 20 years because I didn't have my sister and I had my sister for 15 years. But look at where I keep it. I keep it inside a book.
Yeah, you got to get that framed.
I've
What does
kept it
that book say? Herb what?
herbs and spices. I've been in with herbs and spices like all my life. I just didn't know what to do with it until COVID hit. Once COVID hit, then I was like, it's time to kick in the information. But healing herbs and spices
There you
by
go.
Heinemann's Encyclopedia. I've never seen this book ever again. But what a great book to like really look at all the things. Oh, what's this? Oh, oh, huh. Oh man, I almost had the date here, but it's missing. The date is missing.
So you saved a newspaper article?
No, it must have always been in here, and I just never saw it before.
Oh, that's interesting.
But on the other side, I don't know what this is, and I'm gonna leave it here to figure out. But it's a drug found to lessen ravages of bone cancer.
Oh.
Oh, the Daily News. It looks like it's February 22nd, 1996. Look,
What was I doing on February 22nd, 1996? I was in my sophomore year? No, I was in my freshman year of college, second semester in Florida. That's what I was doing February 1996. Living the good life, studying hard, studying engineering.
and look how much I paid for the book.
Well, I can't see that.
$8.
That's not bad for that big of a book.
Exactly, exactly. I used to be like into used books, but
No, one of my first jobs was working at a used bookstore. So they had, I worked at
oh,
half price. Yeah, I worked at half price books, and I was like 16, and it was like my summer. It was like my weekend job. Well, I used to work all day Saturday and half a day on Sunday. My senior year of high school, I had to pay all my senior fees, junior and senior, and then, but they had this thing where you could check out any book you wanted, and they didn't put like or records because they sell LPs. So they didn't put a limit on it. And when you bought a book, it was half like so it was half of half price. So after I started my record collection, I have an LP collection, um, and like maybe like 100 albums. But I started it like 20 something years, well, 30 years ago. That was 30 years ago. Jesus, yeah, because I just had my 30th high school reunion. So yeah, and I still have books that I started in that collection from working at Half Price Books. But for a nerd, like a super nerd such as myself, I adored working in a bookstore. And especially a used bookstore because you just never know what you're gonna see.
Exactly.
Yeah, I loved it.
Smile, eat me. I hope I said that right. 33 says,
Smile
I
at me.
swear I have a book like that. I believe you. And Dorcel says, my parents had a lot of material on healing and herbs and spices. I realized that my mom was a herbalist and she was always experimenting on us. And so I realized I got it from her.
Yeah, my mother, I think I remember that she had one herbal book, the Eden book, that it was real
Back to
popular.
Eden.
Back
Yeah,
to Eden. And I think she
I
had
have
it
that book.
and somebody told her to read it and she said she regretted that she never really did. I don't know how I got into health stuff, but because people in my family, they weren't really into like the healthy stuff. I was the first one to like be into the healthy stuff. So I got into that. And yeah, it was just kind of like because I went vegetarian when I was like 17, and because I was having to go into Whole Foods to go get food,
Yeah.
they would have the books in there and the little herb section, and that's how I started.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah,
Whole Foods had those books. Yeah.
yeah, they would have books in there. They don't have books in there anymore.
Not
They stopped.
anymore.
No, they stopped. I didn't realize that you just said that they stopped having books, but they used to have the Natural Encyclopedia. I got it around here somewhere because I ended up having a copy of
Yes.
probably on the other bookshelf. But it has all the naturopathic cures and stuff. But that was a very I used to read that book in the Whole Foods and figure out what should I get for this and that.
Yeah. Psychically, we were taught to invest in that book. I don't have that book. I didn't travel with that book from New York because that's where I trained to become a psychic. And we were trained to like open the book anywhere, kind of like you would do the Bible,
Oh yeah, the bibliomancy. Yeah.
mhm, and do readings based upon like
That is it's powerful.
reading.
It is really
It
powerful when that
can be.
happens.
Yes, it can be. We practiced on one another and it was profound.
No, it really like because I do it with the Bible. I don't do it with other books, and I have had some revelations
Yes.
that I mean it was astounding and just
Mhm.
astounding. That's all I can say.
Yeah. You can also do it same type of divination with music, although nobody listens to the radio anymore. I mean, we do here in the Caribbean because it's still like a very old-fashioned community. But you could turn on the radio and there will be a song that relates to something that you're identifying with.
Oh my God, I have to tell you this before we go. So remember how I told you that I had started using tarot to find lost items, like pulling a card.
Yes, yes.
Okay, so I found my phone. I found like and two other more items, and I usually only have to pull two cards, like two cards. So while I was in Italy, I misplaced my room safe key,
Mhm.
right? Because it was a safe that you actually had to have a physical key. I think they had because everywhere else like you have digital, but I think the hotel is so old that they have some digital and some were physical keys. So I was like
Mhm.
hiding the key. I didn't want to take it out of the room and drop it. So I was hiding it so that I wouldn't, I was keeping it like in my duffel bag.
That's
But
the
this
worst.
particular day, I had put it somewhere else. So
Yeah.
I couldn't find it. I was tearing up everything. And all of a sudden, I was like, you know what? I should pull tarot and to see. So I didn't end up finding the item like right then and there. I ended up finding it later. But when I go back to look at the tarot, Tracy, it was beyond. So I pulled the tarot and I pulled the first card was the High Priestess. So I'm trying to, because I think I did. I took a picture of the spread. Hold on, I'm trying to the. I pulled the High Priestess, and then I pulled three more swords. So the High Priestess, it's like a woman, and then there's the columns next to her, and one column has the B, and the other has the J,
Mhm.
right?
Mhm.
And she has a scroll in her hand.
Mhm.
So because it was the priestess and it was columns, and I had been walking outside that day because she had like a garden behind her, I was like, oh, well, maybe I dropped it outside because I kept pulling swords, and I was thinking swords represent air. So I'm thinking, oh, I must have dropped it outside. Do you know that key was in? I have brought with me Beyonce's mother's book that she wrote called Matriarch.
Mm.
So think of the high priest, like the high priestess is the woman. She's like
Yeah.
the, over everything. So that was where it was hidden in the book. But get this, the high priestess because this method of like finding stuff using tarot, you just look at the literal card. You don't think about the meaning so much as that what is the picture showing? And
Right.
so literally one column said B, and Beyonce goes by B, and then Jay-Z goes by J, and Tina, like the high priestess, was the mother. Cause
Got
so the
it.
king was, and then there's the Torah, and then the swords wasn't telling me it was outside. The swords was telling me it was in a communication. It was in a book because it was communication.
Got you. Got you. Right.
I
Right.
couldn't
Right.
believe how literal that
That's
was.
literal. The B and J.
The B and the J,
And Mama's holding the key.
and she's holding the Torah. Oh yeah, she's holding the scroll. The
Tina.
like
Tina's holding the book.
right, and
I
that's where the key was.
I love that.
Man, yeah, the spirit is not. And I mean, I pulled three swords in a row because I pulled the high priestess, then I pulled like a knight of swords, a six of swords, and a four of swords.
Mhm.
But I pulled I pulled the high priestess, and then the very next card was a four of swords. And Jay-Z and Beyonce, they've got the tattoo of four because both of their birthdays are on the four. She's on September 4th, he's on December 4th.
Right. Right.
These
Right. Right.
cards are like, I just
If
got to give it to you
if
with
you
for teaching me
trust,
tarot.
oh, thank you. If you trust, and that's the key. It's trusting. Like I get a lot of clients, and I'm telling them, and I could tell that they're not trusting the word. And so sometimes I get frustrated and says, I could tell you're not listening, but you know what?
Mm-hmm.
I'm not going to get frustrated. I'm giving you the reading. Let me know how it works out. And they'll always call back and they'll be like, oh my God. And I was like, I know you weren't listening. I was trying
Mm-hmm.
to tell you then what was going to go down, but you couldn't hear me in the moment.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
But thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you for the compliment.
No, and I was just like, and I couldn't believe it because I like, I get a little discombobulated and I tend to lose things. It just kind of goes with the territory, and I couldn't believe like every time I put, and I like, oh, it's not gonna work this time. Every single time I pulled tarot to find the lost item, it has always told me where it was.
Yes. Yeah, it does. I usually get fearful when people call me for the readings. And I'm like, oh my God. But every time I pull it, I look, I study in my head because I have to see what spirit shows me. And then I'll tell them, like one time it was in the sofa, and she said, Tracy, I checked the sofa. And so sometimes I get intimidated because I'm like, okay, spirit. She said she checked the sofa, and you're telling me the sofa. And I was like, well, that's what I'm getting. And I just leave it at that. They will call me back and they will say,
I
found
didn't
it.
know
But
you did lost and found readings with tarot.
no, you have to do everything.
Right.
People are going to call. Well, I'm sorry. Now I'm talking like a teacher again.
But you
People
are a teacher.
Thank you. People are gonna call you for everything. It's just that
Wow.
when it happens, like they used to call me for medium readings in the
Hmm.
beginning, and I would get
Hmm.
so intimidated. And then I'll be like, okay, spirit, I don't know. And I'll do it. And then I'll say something like with an accent, and then they will go. She sounds exactly like that.
Oh wow.
And then that would give me the confidence to
To keep going. Yeah. No, that
but
I
now I do anything. It doesn't matter. Like I have no fear anymore. Like either
you're like the one stop shop
there,
of psychicness.
well, but we all should be though,
Yeah.
right? Like it's so important, especially in the world that we're living in right now.
And you know, I thought about it, and like I was telling one of my friends, but he's not like a real believer. And he was like, I was like, because the very first thing I found was that iPhone, and I was so excited that I found that iPhone using the tarot in two pulls. And he goes, you could use the Find My iPhone function. And I was like, you know what? Keep talking, Negroid. I'm gonna get so good at this stuff. If I can find lost items in my house, I can find people. So it's gonna get to the point I can start to pull tarot to find missing people. So let me get my skill set up.
You can, but I'm gonna warn you right now, most of them are traffickers.
Yeah,
I
yeah,
found out that 450,000 children go missing every fucking year.
yeah. United States has the highest
The
missing persons,
highest.
especially missing kids. Yep, in the
Yes, the
world.
highest. So I was gonna go into remember there used to be TV shows,
Oh yeah.
and I was considering going into that, but I just couldn't. I knew
I
it.
just think with the because I would probably be like how they got died, or like I would,
Yeah,
especially because I'm
all
a
of that,
medium,
all of that.
it might be overwhelming. But I have a friend, she's a genealogist, but she has a lot of like she's very gifted. She can actually see. I always prayed I never wanted to see ghosts or see spirits. She can actually see them, and she lives in Washington State, and she's actually helping the police department, like on she helps them on missing cases.
Yes, yes, yes. But every once in a while, like I got a client the other day, because some of my clients challenge me, and I'm like, oh my God. And I got a client the other day, and she said, tell me about, I guess his name was Thomas or something. Tell me about Thomas so and so. And I'm like, panic mode. So I said, I always check with spirit. And I said, Spirit, let's do this. She's trusting me. And I did the reading, I didn't know anything about you. That's all I got.
Hmm.
And it turned out to be her great grandfather. So she had me investing in something in the 1800s.
Oh wow.
And I saw her recently, and she was like, it really made a difference because she's writing a book and she's doing all this research. And she's like, what you told me made a difference. And I was like, okay. But your clients, again, I apologize everyone who's watching. Your clients will ask you for anything, and you just have to trust spirit. And that's all I've learned to do.
Hmm.
Like I don't act like that I don't know. I also say that's not my forte. I say, Spirit, this is important to them. This,
Yeah.
and I'm telling you, Spirit will come through. I love
No,
that.
it does. I just couldn't believe that that high
B
priestess
and
that
J. I love
spread the B and J and the mother, the high priestess is like the mother, like
the mother
the
holding
wise
the book.
woman like figure.
Yes, I love that. All right, sweetie, I'm going to get going. Please come back again. Everyone, please thank Charm for investing in astrology with us. And please come back, Charm.
I'll be back. Tracy Brown. Psychic Tracy Brown. I'll be back, darling.
Oh my God. Hi, Many Moons. Thank God you have your picture because I would never know what your name is. Um, and Dorcel says, I love how messages come through like that. Oh, it's beautiful. It's so beautiful. And I'm thinking about doing tarot classes again, but now I'm just going to wait till January. If anybody's interested, come join us and invest. Oh, yeah. Infinite says she has the book, Back to Eden. That's not surprising to me, Infinite. And Smile at Me says my name is Asha. Hi, Asha. I won't remember. So I just want to use your proper name and your government name and
No
say
government.
hi. One Deep says, thank you, Charm.
Thank you, Wendy.
Dorcel says, thank you, Charm.
Thank you. Come again.
Come again. All right, girl. Thank you so much, Charm.
I love you, Tracy Brown.
I love you too. Take it easy. Bye.
Bye.
In the heart of the city, there's a lady so divine, with a gift so rare. She can read between the lines, unlocking mysteries. She's the one we all admire. With a touch of magic, she sets our souls on fire. From psychic readings to rosemary oil so pure, her spirit shines bright. Of that I am sure. On TV, she graces the screen with grace. Her presence is a blessing in every time and place. Pop culture psychic, in tune with the stars. She sees beyond the veil, even beyond Mars. And when the night falls, Tracy after dark, her wisdom illuminates like a powerful spark. So if you seek guidance, look no further than her door. Tracy Brown.